My Pokemon reading bothered Hammer even more than it usually bothers TUES. So you're welcome, everybody.
I also think it's going to be super cheating making Tier greet everybody there, knowing that we just restarted this one here.
We'll see if it actually keeps coming up saying that it's not streaming, so I'm not sure we're actually live over there.
I don't think we're live yet, but
well, it's doing something. And I see Jack. Hi, Jack.
Yeah, it just activated on my screen, so good.
All right, so I guess music.
Yes.
All right.
Well, we're at.
You cannot be serious!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show, kinda?
Yeah.
I put a link in Rumble for everybody to get to the show on YouTube. I'll go ahead and edit the name of the show and all that kind of stuff later, but at least we're live. I think we're live.
Yep.
If anybody wants to tell me. We are live?
We got a nice disclaimer. Hammer live streams, Genty and Terry and you, and yeah. Okay. And our perfect tree. Yeah.
We're good.
Yes.
I am joined by my two favorite Wednesday show hosts, Genty Maxey and Terry Diamantis.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I don't know. Too bad. That was pretty fast. I mean, listen, we got a little bit of a curveball. You know, something happened yesterday, and then Hammer was like blindsided, and we got Reject on our corner, who's awesome. Thank you, Reject, for helping us out with the heads up, and then. I went to go get an order that didn't show up, and Hammer fixed it 10 minutes later. It was good.
Yeah. I'm a little frumpled, but we'll get there. How you doing, Terry?
I'm fine. And with that, we're out of time. Thanks for joining, everybody.
Have a good night, everybody.
No.
Yeah, so I guess we have a new chat, right?
We do.
I'll just go ahead and use the Minions chat to say hi to everybody, but why don't you go ahead and
say hi to Rumble chat at least.
Say hi to Rumble chat to start off with, and whoever made it over to the new chat.
Yeah. Okay. So we have JB, we have Blue Eyed Screen, we have lots of conversation, we have T. Alexander, we have Kivadam. Keep scrolling. Green Badger joined us, and I think that's it. Oh, Micah joined us right towards the end as well. And Casual has just joined us over on Rumble. So hello to all of you.
Jen?
All right. We start off with a Jack. So I guess we got to end the stream anyway.
I told you.
Hi, Silver Ravenwing. Hello. Hi, Terry. Hi, Blue Eyed Scream. Hi, Minions of the Zoo.
Hey.
Hey, WR Costin. Hey, K-Shell. Yeah.
Well, that was eventful.
Yes.
How about we never do that again?
I am in favor.
I'm Frumpled too, and I didn't even do anything.
No.
Let's go ahead and go over the topics real quick.
Well, that's easy. There are none. It just says MotZ.
Yeah, you guys don't see them, but I still do. Topics for tonight. Autopen. You guys know what the Autopen is, right?
Yes.
We could just start talking about the topics instead of introducing and then going back. We'll just start with Autopen.
Okay, that works.
People who don't know what the Autopen is, the president has to sign a lot of stuff, and he's not always available to sign things when he's not in the Oval Office. So he might be on a plane somewhere or something like that, and something that needs a signature. So they've created this machine that will sign as if they were the president. Problem is, Biden was not particularly capable,
Aware.
of doing his job. So Trump believes that all the Autopen signatures are null and void.
I mean, I think the Autopen just shouldn't exist, straight up.
I agree. If you're not there, it doesn't get signed.
Absolutely.
It needs to get signed. Bring it with you. Ship it to me in the mail.
Yeah, or even have some sort of verbal authorization, and then he can sign it when he gets back. Like if it's like an emergency, he can just say, you know, I'm Donald Trump, and I authorize the use of whatever, and then obviously they'll record the call, and then when he gets back to America or back to the White House or whatever, he can then just sign it physically. But if they need to do something urgently and he's not available, then that could be a stopgap measure. I wouldn't have a problem with that. But I don't think anyone other than the president should be allowed to sign on the president's behalf.
Nope.
Yeah, and that's what Trump thinks happened. He thinks that Biden wasn't running the government, that someone else was, and they were just using the Autopen to do whatever they wanted.
I think it was more than one person, to be honest.
Probably was.
But I'm just going to say, like, I don't care. Like, even if Biden was the one who's like authorized every use of the Autopen, it should still be null and void, because I don't think the Autopen should exist. I think you should sign physically with your hand. I don't think anything signed by the Autopen should be considered valid, regardless of which president, for what reason, just none of it.
Yeah, it is kind of a security breach because anybody could walk into the Oval Office and use it, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if it's security. I don't know what security measures they've got to prevent people from doing that. But the fact that it's not the president physically signing is enough for me to say it shouldn't exist.
You know, that's actually kind of amusing. Silver Ravenwind pointed out that if you, you know, do dirty with the English language, it reads like the Autopen gas. Kristi Noem.
Yes, I saw that. And just so you know, Hammer, on screen, the chat has disconnected.
Oh, yeah, I have to plug in a new chat. It's okay, it's not too hard.
Okay. It's just that Kevin pointed it out in chat, so I thought I should bring it to your attention.
Yeah. But Rumble's fine, so that's good.
Yeah. I mean, Rumble wasn't the one we were having problems with. It was all YouTube stuff. But yeah, so I think the Autopen is just terrible. I don't think anything signed by anyone other than the president should be considered a valid signature. I think nullify all of it, every single last one of it. If it's important, then get the current president to sign it again.
Okay, YouTube's fixed.
Excellent.
You should ask the whatchamacallit, the ask Grok or something how long Autopen has existed.
Oh, it's a good question.
It's a huge problem.
It is.
But yeah. I mean, I think we've had those kind of thoughts even when Biden was running. Like
oh yeah,
there was just too many times where he was just not aware, and the Dems seem to have like an obsession with senior citizens. I know Trump is old too, but you can tell the difference in rationale. Like even if he has slowed down a little bit, he's still running circles around the rest of you.
Yeah,
and a lot of younger people too, which is probably the education system, to be honest.
Oh, Carolyn Levitt said that Trump has a staff with him whenever he's traveling, and he outworks 25-year-old people on his staff. Mm-hmm. They're all asleep,
I can believe it,
trying to recover, and he's still awake doing work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Mm-hmm.
There is
you don't get to be in Trump's position without working a lot of hours, so it makes sense.
There was a video of him in the White House at a big press table with people behind him and reporters in front. It's not in the Oval Office. And these people giving presentations, and it shows Trump, and it looks like he's falling asleep. But his eyes are open at all times. He just blinks more than normal. But his eyes are never closed more than a split second. And they're saying, look how sleepy he is. Look how sleepy he is.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, that previous night, he was up until 4 a.m. tweeting out on Truth Social.
Jeez, that does sound like Trump.
It's just, but he was responding to everything. When somebody said something he thought was interesting, the Trump, how he cocks his head and looks at them. He's got that move where he turns and looks like, what the fuck are you talking about? Or that's interesting, or something like that. He's still doing that when he's supposedly too sleepy to keep up. And then as the people finish their presentations, he asks them questions about what they just said. So he must have been listening.
Yeah. It's just that he called Joe Biden sleepy. And so they're trying to turn it on him, say, oh, who's sleepy now? Oh, got him.
There was a lot of that in the chat about how sleepy he was. But Biden put his eyes closed for minutes.
Yes.
Trump never actually closed his eyes for any more than just blinks. But his eyes were kind of hooded. So it looked like they were halfway down.
Yeah.
And I think a certain number of times where he, quote unquote, blink, I think he glanced down at the paper in front of him, because every time he looked down, you could hear the person presenting fold the page over.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of seemed like it coincided. I was like, I don't know if that's what's going on, but it did look, for somebody who doesn't know Trump, it did look like he was falling asleep. It did look like at least that he was sleepy. So,
but there's a difference between being tired once and being like so old and frail that you can barely function. I mean, like everyone gets tired. I don't think it's a criticism of Trump to say, oh my God, we caught you experiencing fatigue. How do you answer that, Mr. President? Like,
it doesn't stop with Biden, though. Like, no offense, Pelosi might be like the brightest star they got, and she's a fucking drunk.
Yeah.
Like, they had Ginsburg passed, and like they held on to that for 3 months before they owned up to the fact, she passed.
Yeah.
and then you look at other members, and they're like, even in the Republican side,
McConnell.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're at that age where, like, no, you're a hazard. You are. Like, I'm not saying that I don't understand where they're at. Okay, yeah, Trump is older, but like Trump is a different beast because he's proving every day that he is kind of a different beast. I do know the difference between elderly people. Like, you can tell when somebody's kind of failing, and you can tell when somebody's still okay. That doesn't mean they can't die tomorrow. Like, I'm not stupid.
I think that there should be basic competency requirements. So if someone, whether due to age or illness or whatever reason really, is not able to do the job that they're there for, then I think it's perfectly valid to institute some sort of process to remove them. If Nancy Pelosi is so old that she can't really function, or so drunk that she can't really function as whatever her proper title is, if she can't do that job because she's drunk and old and impaired, then I don't see a problem with removing her, as whatever the process for removing someone like that is.
And here's the thing, Terry, they made Trump do that over and over and over again. So I agree. He's already agreed to it. So like, you do it too.
If whoever it is, I'm just using Nancy Pelosi as an example, but any politician, if they're like old or sick or whatever, alcoholic, drug addict, you name it, whatever causes they're not being able to function as their job title, then remove them. I don't know the legal process for removing these people. I'm sure there is one. Just use it.
Well, it's the 23rd Amendment. That's for the president. There must be something applies to Congress and stuff as well.
It's the other problem that the world has, and At least in the US, you guys do get mad enough that eventually you will hit your top. But it's the part where like these people want to hold on to power for so long and they have nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
And we have all these laws that we you know, and they have you have to show for books of laws that are meant to apply to these people. And we have that's the stuff that I like seeing Trump do. I know the Dems are terrified of it. And to be frank, I'm okay if he uses it against certain Republicans too. There is this disconnect with a two-tiered system.
Yeah. Silver Ravenwing is saying that they vote for no politicians over 60. 60 seems a little low. I think isn't retirement age 65 in the US?
Yes, it is.
I'd say you'd have to give them at least a 65. I don't see you being able to say they can't be over 60 when everyone else can keep working to 65. But if you wanted to say that, you know, there's a hard limit of 65, I'm not sure I would agree with it, but I could see the point if you made it the same as the retirement age for everyone else.
Yeah. It's just there's too much on the line for them to keep going like that. Like I know that a lot of this system was set up 300 years ago at least.
Something like that.
But if you're thinking like 300 years ago, well, people were happy if they could live to 65.
Yeah.
You know? So this idea that we're going into 85, 95, no, we need to stop doing that because not everybody's cognitive. That's just for sure. And no, they're not wiser. They're not. Like there is a certain there is a certain elder where like, yeah, I give Trump credit where he's up to date with what the young people are doing. That's why you can call him a meme grandpa.
No, I'll say old people have had more time to accumulate wisdom, but that doesn't mean they've spent their lifetime accumulating that wisdom. Like there's retarded old people just like there's retarded young people. You don't automatically become wise just because you've been alive a long time. You actually have to spend that time gaining wisdom. It's not just like, oh, what's that? You're 70 years old. Well, you're automatically welcome to the wisdom club. I think that's not how it works.
I fixed the title and description for the show.
I saw. It is fixed now.
And here's the thing. I'm coming from the same position of like, yeah, when you're too young, yeah, you're too stupid to vote.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and to a certain extent, like, yeah, when you get old, yeah, unless you're still sharp, unless you're still able to prove that you're sharp, it is so fucking easy to play around with elderly people. Like they're not always cognitive, and yeah, they can be a little bit like children. Like it doesn't mean they don't remember their life, sure, but
they do regress. I've seen it.
You know, so the idea that they're making the same kind of decisions that they were in their 40s is no, they're not.
Good. And old guy gamer says old and retarded. Yes, and well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being old and retarded unless you're making laws for the nation. Then maybe you shouldn't be doing that.
I'm also not I'm not meaning to come from a position of like anti-boomer. I'm not. I'm actually coming from a position of, well, we do driving lessons for a reason, you know, because some people in their 70s drive just fine. And some of them are a hazard, and the other 70-year-olds don't want to drive next to them either.
No, I have no problem with saying once you hit, say, 70 years old, you need to be retested annually to see if you're still capable of driving. I have no problem with something like that. Because,
neither do I.
Because people do decline as they age, and just because you were able to drive at 72 doesn't mean you'll be able to at 73.
Yeah, and just because he can drive at 73 doesn't mean you can, vice versa.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, I think like in the prime of your life, you don't need to be retested annually, obviously, but like once you hit a certain age, when it is like medically known that faculties decline, that's when you introduce it.
I'm fine with 65.
Yeah, there you go.
It's our retirement age. So
Yeah. I think it makes sense to keep it consistent and have just 65 be the age for everything. Because it doesn't make sense to say, well, 65 is old enough to stop working, but in this particular thing, 65 is actually pretty young. So no, just have it just be the same age for everything.
Yeah, I just like it's not to pick on the elderly either. It comes back to the overall. We protect the greater group and not just the singular individual.
Mhm.
I don't drive. It's a thing up here where they changed the law up here, so it takes 2 years to get it.
Yeah.
And I could understand why. Like between a year and the next year, somehow the kids forget that it snows.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
go from like, oh, I remember that, to I'm terrified I'm going to slide into something. And like they need that extra time to really get confident with it, because it is a different beast than certain places in the US. Like I know you guys have bad weather too, and I've seen some of California. I wouldn't want to drive fast in some of the in Los Angeles, and you're driving fast. Are you kidding? You're going to run into a building.
I mean, in Australia, sometimes the road melts. That's how hot it gets in Australia sometimes.
But like not everybody is meant to do everything, and I'm okay with people taking tests to make sure that they're actually safe to do this thing. And if you're not, it's nothing shady to be like, no, I'm just not good at it, and it would be a hazard to other people, and there are other methods to get around. And it's same with
T says, what are we going to do when 65 is considered middle-aged? And I told him 2 chicks at the same time.
Well, we're gonna live older. Like we are getting older, and
I think it's a mistake. I mean, obviously, no one wants to die, so the idea of increasing human longevity sounds nice initially, but you already have a problem with an aging population. Extending the human lifespan even further seems problematic. I think it's probably not a good idea.
I think it's more about like quality of life. Like as long as your quality of life is as good as it can be, like
yeah, but you've got to remember that stuff like that. Let's say you end up with people live to 200, then you're going to have way more old people than young people, and based on what I understand of like the welfare system, that's going to collapse.
That's not what I mean by quality of life. By quality of life is like, okay, well,
no, I know what you mean. I'm just saying.
There was nothing that was gonna, like, I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm just using your dad as an example, but there was nothing that was gonna stop him from passing away.
No.
It was giving him comfort in his last moments.
No. What I'm saying is there's problems other than quality of life that you need to consider.
Yeah.
And having everyone live to 200 is not going to be a very good idea if you need young people to finance the old people. If there's 3 times as many old people as young people, that's not going to work. The whole system collapses.
Well, we had a dip in life expectancy, at least in the United States, in 2019. It was 78.8, and then it went down to 77.3, and then it went down to 76.4, and then it went back up to 77.5. Right now, it's 79.6, almost 80. But we had a dip, so it can certainly drop just as well as it can go higher.
Yeah, but I'm like, with medical advances, like it's going to trend upwards. There might be occasional dips, but the overall trend is going to be upwards. Like people are just going to be able to treat more and more of the problems that come with aging and just live longer.
I've heard scientists say that the person who's going to live to 150 has already been born.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I believe it.
So,
yep.
Not sure.
Thierry's saying tech is going to push the human lifespan further and further. At one point, human life expectancy was 40, and now 90. I mean, I don't know if the human life expectancy is 90. Hammer was saying it's more like 80.
At least in the U.S. Japan is higher.
But no, I mean, the current system does not support that. The constant extending of lifespan. You'll have to eventually completely restructure everything, or people don't retire until they're 190. I mean, if you want to have people living to 250, that might be necessary. I don't know. But no, I don't think extending the human lifespan, ad infinitum is necessarily a good plan.
For those not keeping an eye, the music poll is up in chat.
There has been 9 votes so far,
It's
and there is quite a clear winner. So it is unlikely that we'll get a draw, fortunately. And what has KVDM? Oh, KVDM has linked us a list of countries by life expectancy, and apparently Hong Kong is the number 1 on the list. There you go.
I'm not surprised that Asians are
Yeah, it
leading.
makes sense. Yeah, because we've got Hong Kong, Japan, South Korea, French Polynesia, Andorra, Switzerland, Australia, Singapore, Italy, Spain, Reunion. I don't know what Reunion is. France, Norway, Malta, Guernsey, Sweden. Okay, yeah, the United States is quite far down on this list, it seems.
Yep, we are. We're fat.
You are indeed.
Thing is, the UK is catching.
Sorry. United States is number 55.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that the UK is catching up to us.
Yeah, I mean, all Western countries are getting fatter. So, I mean, Australia will be too. Like, I'm sure that even though it says here that 83.92 is the current like average life expectancy in Australia, we're going to get fat and Americanized over time. It's going to happen.
So one of the things that I've been avoiding lately, and it's just probably my own paranoia, is how many items of food, especially pre-processed, have soy in it.
Yeah, true.
It's one of those things where, like, if you look at the contrast between what Asian countries do with soy products and what we do with soy, it's a vast difference. And, like, soy seems like the kind of thing that you would feed to, like, a cow or a pig.
Yeah, or a vegan.
Or a vegan. And the reason you're doing that is because you're fattening them up.
Yes. No, I mean, I don't know the health benefits or detriments of soy. I've not looked into it, but I suppose too much of anything is not going to be good for you.
Well, it's too much, and then how they go about it. Like, it's kind of like with certain types of white bread. Like, they do take a lot of the nutrients out of the grains to get it that bleached. So it's kind of better to have a white bread that's kind of more of a blend because it's not taking everything out. But like the bleach stuff had a lack of nutrition, but it'll make you fat and it'll make your teeth fall out because it's got a lot of sugar in it. So like it's just kind of like that with every other thing. And we have a history of people doing that. Like we came from what, like World War II foods that seemed to last for like 20 years. I'm like, why did you keep those? They were gross.
I mean, I do think obesity is a pretty severe problem in westernized countries. It's definitely not something that you want to see, especially the glorification of it. Like, the whole was it body positive movement, where it's like, okay, sure, I weigh as much as an elephant, but it's a small elephant, so there. Great.
What it really should have been more for people that, okay, I get that some people struggle with weight loss. Like there is like a small group that has like legitimate problems with it, but they're still active. They're still active. They're still doing stuff. So like, they're not letting go. A lot of people just let go, and they're like, well, that's an excuse, so they let go, and then they gain so much weight.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a problem with eating too much. Like I mean, I haven't been to America in 20-something years, but I remember when I went, the portion sizes were absolutely enormous. That like I don't know how anyone could eat a full meal of American-sized food. It's like, Jesus. Like I ate like 2/3 of a hamburger, and it's like, oh God, I can't eat anymore. Too much. This is too much. But like I've also seen people on like YouTube and stuff that are like, yeah, I'll have 6 Big Macs, thanks. And it's like, how? How do
Well-
you eat that much?
Well, let's use a more realistic example. Say somebody was on medication, but like they were regularly working out, they were regularly dieting, but you know that the medication that they're taking does lead to them retaining weight. It's just a fucked up thing. I'm not going to shame them for being fat. I'm like, okay, well, you're doing everything that you can do to try to fix it. Like, obviously, you're not wanting to take that medication, but like, if it's something that's fixing something you need to fix,
Yeah.
you know, that's where I thought that like body positivity should go towards is like, well, they're
There's
still working on it. They
There's
have
obviously individual exceptions. Like there's individual people who may have like reasons for having weight problems, but the overall trend is
Oh,
that
yeah.
it's not that. It's just you eat too
Well-
much and don't exercise enough.
I think that's the problem. Is I think a lot of people went into this idea that a lot of people have that problem. Like the first one with the medication or the second one where
That's
like
a very small minority of people.
you know, and a lot of people are like, well, I'm like that. I'm like, no. It's just it is really doing research on everything. Like you do research on your food and yeah, some of the crap I eat, I know is bad for me because I've read it. I'm like, oh, I know what's in you. But I'm willing to make that sacrifice every once in a while when I know that's what a treat is. But everything else, I'm like, I had to cut out so many things because I'm like, a lot of soy, a lot of sugar.
I think it's not only fine, I think it's necessary to have occasional, what they call cheat days where you just have something that's not healthy but you really enjoy. Because if you don't have the occasional treat days, then you're not going to be able to stick to your diet. You're going to lose motivation a lot faster if there's just nothing positive on the horizon. Whereas if you've got, the end of every month, they go to McDonald's or whatever fast food place you happen to enjoy. It's like the final day of every month, this treat day, I'm going to do whatever. And then you've got something to look forward to. It's like, okay, I'm not really enjoying the diet, but I've only got 2 more weeks and then I can, do the thing that I like, and it'll help you keep motivated. So I do think it's good, even if it, mildly delays your weight loss to keep you motivated.
Well, Old Guy Gamer does have a point too. So there is a little bit of when you go from both ends, like from being fat to being skinny, you do realize that there is prejudice towards skinny people. Some people who are skinny can't gain weight. They're not doing it to be dicks. They're not doing it to rub it into the fat people. They're like, I'd like to because I'd like to be a little bit more muscly or have some titties.
Well,
like I watched a lady measure her boobs with a spoon.
Well, old Guy Gamer in chat has said the same thing. What about people who want to be fat and can't because he's apparently underweight, I guess. He wants to gain weight, but he can't. I mean, that's just as bad. I mean, being underweight is not particularly good either. So it's like something you need to figure out, I suppose. You need to make sure you're eating enough and, yeah.
Yeah, it's the extremes. You don't want to be too fat. You don't want to be too thin, somewhere in the middle. Probably the target audience is 1970s kind of deal when everyone was pretty much thin and there was no fat or skinny.
Yeah. I think I mean I'm very slightly overweight if you go by BMI. I'm like I think I'm 82 kilos and for my height I should be 79. So I'm a little bit overweight, but I mean that's something I can work on. I can try and lose the weight, but yeah, I think I used to be a lot heavier when I was eating DoorDash every day, and then I stopped and I lost a lot of weight.
I used to be obese. I was 354 pounds, and then I just became overweight, and then I became a little pudgy, and I was a little pudgy for a long time, and now I'm underweight. My goal weight is 200 and I'm 191 right now. So I'm under my goal weight. I'm having problems keeping my weight up because my stomach is the size of a 9-year-old. So I can eat about 1 hamburger and I'm done. No fries, nothing else, just a hamburger, and I'm finished.
Well, that happened to me actually. I went to McDonald's, and by the time I finished the hamburger, I was like, "Oh, I'm full."
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So, I mean, it's kind of cool because, you know, getting up and walking around and doing things, I feel so much lighter because I am, you know, but it's also like, be careful because now you're 190, well, now you're 189, and you're like, I got to eat more.
No, I mean, ever since I found Chef Good, which is like a home food delivery service, so it just delivers like microwave dinners. Ever since I signed up with them, my weight's improved a lot. I mean, compared to DoorDash every day, I think you can imagine the difference.
Yeah. I get DoorDash like once a month, and it's usually either Subway. It's almost always Subway. You know, Subway, eat fresh, right? But every once in a while, I'll get Wendy's. I haven't had Burger King in forever. I haven't had McDonald's in forever. I had Burger King a couple of months ago. But yeah, if I'm looking for something like an actual beef, you know, kind of sandwich, I'll get Wendy's. It's very satisfying.
Okay.
But like, it's generally, you know, maybe once a month or once every 3 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, I think yeah, like I said, I think it's a good thing to have occasional treat days because it will keep you motivated. So I don't have a problem if someone is trying to lose weight, but you know, like once a month they get takeaway because it keeps the motivation up. I think that's a good thing.
All right.
There's no language difference. Takeout versus takeaway. America, it's takeout.
I mean, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, but it's just interesting. I like knowing those little differences, you know?
Right.
Oh, what were you going to say, Jen?
I said hi to Red, and then I kind of trailed off.
Good, Terry.
Good. Hello. But yeah, no, I think I think obesity is definitely a growing problem. Not only is the problem growing, the people are. So something to worry about.
I see what you said there.
Yes.
Well, I think we've beaten Autopen to a pulp.
I think so.
Yeah.
What is it?
The second one is Gassed.
No. That was like 70, 80 years ago. We don't need to talk about that again.
Gas prices in the United States, I don't know about around where you guys are, but at least in the
I don't
US,
try, so I don't know.
gas prices hit the lowest they've been in 6 years.
Nice.
Colorado gas price at a station in eastern Colorado, $1.99 a gallon.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, the numbers don't mean anything.
Considering out in California, it's over $5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a big difference.
And it's been higher. Like it's come down even in California. There was time in California where it was $6.80.
That's one of the benefits of not driving is it has saved me quite a lot of money because petrol is very expensive.
Yeah. It's overall a better experience when you talk about public transportation than having to do the work yourself. Because you have to pay, and there's insurance and maintenance in the car and all of it. It gives you freedom, but it asks for a lot in return.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't go anywhere, so I don't need a car because the only places I go are within walking distance. It's like a 10-minute walk from here to the supermarket, and that's kind of the only place I go. Like that's it.
Yeah.
I
really don't go anywhere unless it's a medical issue.
Yeah. And I mean, I wouldn't go to the doctor even if I had a medical issue. So I even less reason. And if I do go somewhere that's not within walking distance, that's what taxis are for. It's infrequent enough that I can just get a taxi. The 2 or 3 times a year that I need to go somewhere that's not walking distance.
We would get an Uber. What about you, Jen? How are the gas prices in Canada?
Yeah, I don't really know. They've been high for a really long time, but we do it differently than you. Like I was actually sitting there dwelling on that because I like is that you're going by gallon, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. So we do it by liters. So like you're getting like 250 sit silver. I know that's not the one you said, but I'm going with that one because of my math.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like 75 cents a liter. That's about right. I mean, if we're a little bit cheaper, that's because I'm Alberta, but like not by much. Sometimes it's like 69 cents, sometimes it's 72. But it's been high for a long time. You know, like it'll spike up to $1.10, and it's stupid. But I think some of that might have been the tariffs. Yeah, I think that might have been some of the tariffs.
So I looked it up, and 1 gallon is about 3.8 liters. If people wanted to do the conversion.
Yeah.
Oh, Kiva didn't put it in chat. She rounded up to 4, but yeah, 3.7 something. I rounded up to 3.8.
That's what I do. I just
So,
yeah.
3.8 liters in a gallon.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sad. Like I'd like ours to go down, but it's not going to because Mark Carney is like, we need to save the environment, but I'm going to do investments in my own businesses, even though half of those are in the U.S. No, never mind. Don't look over this way. Don't look this way.
Yeah, no. Anything to do with the environment, you've already lost me. No. We don't need to save the environment. The environment's fine.
I just object on it on all levels. I mean, they say, well, we have to save the planet. Well, the planet's going to be here whether humans are here or not. What you're trying to say is you want to save the human race. That's what you're saying, not save the planet. So
yeah.
To be fair, he does want to start working on a pipeline, but I think the one that he wants to work on is basically one that's already there.
Yeah, isn't there one between us already that's just sitting there?
No. I mean, there is, but I mean, I was hoping.
Yes, but no.
We're talking about a different pipeline. There's like 3 we're arguing with up here. So obviously we'd like yours to be completed because yours was almost done. I mean, it's going to be reset and it's probably going to take them like 2-3 years to finish it now, even though it was like a month and a half away. But the one we're talking about is between Alberta and BC.
Oh.
And I think that one, the one that they're talking about, already exists. What we wanted to do is we wanted to expand a bigger one right next to it. And they fluffed around with it for like 5 years. And now Carney wants to complete it. And the natives are really upset because they were like, well, you guys said you weren't going to do this. Because they think that we tear up the ground. And it's like, well, yeah, around the pipe, they're going to dig down and put a new one right next to it. And then they build over it because you don't expose those. That's stupid.
Right.
But it would mean a more efficient flow from us to BC, and it would get more to them, and it would get more out to sea, and that gets more to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in a roundabout way. I mean, we have so many pipelines between us and the U.S. that we don't tell the woke that. I mean, we tried, but they don't listen anyway.
No.
And then now we don't want to because they're crazy. Like, they're crazy. So, like, don't do it now.
Yeah, they're nuts.
But no, I'd like the one. I can't remember the name of it because, like, I should. Cryptic was. He had knowledge on it. Yeah. But I'm hoping that maybe somewhere down the line, Trump will talk about that because he probably has with my provincial leader. We just have other problems up here. Like, we're still kind of really, really heated with, like, Mark Carney and what's going on with Canada. And, like, that independence movement hasn't stopped. Like, it hasn't. It's just kind of built more on a lot of things going on. But I don't know.
Yeah, pipeline that I was talking about was the Keystone pipeline.
Yeah, that's the one I thought you were meant. I just couldn't think of the name.
Pipeline is the one you're thinking of.
Yeah, there's so many pipelines up here that I'm like, I lose track of which one they're talking about because we have one that we want to go to Quebec. We have one that we want to go out to BC. You know, we always want to connect one with you guys because they won't let us do a refinery up here for some reason.
So, yes, the Talking Heads did win the poll by quite a hefty margin, about more than double the votes by the looks of it.
That was a pleasant surprise.
Whenever I say his last name, Frosted, I think I'm talking about a carnival worker.
Yeah, it does sound like that.
I definitely thought Foreigner was going to take it, but that's okay. I don't mind being wrong. If I were to pick it, I would have been Talking Heads myself too. So
yeah, I mean that's what I voted for.
Yeah, I guess we're over the 10 o'clock limit. We didn't get a full hour in because of technical difficulties, but I guess
that is true.
I guess we probably should still get out of here anyway, right?
I think so. I think people expect a certain time frame for the show, and they probably have things they want to get on with besides watching us.
Yeah, my apologies, folks, for a shortened show. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Hopefully we can get it straightened out so I don't run into a brick wall next week. All right, let's get out of here.
All right.
Thanks, fam, as always, for chatting with us tonight. If you can't wait for the next Wednesday show, remember, the Minions are live every evening except Thursday, with most shows starting at 11:30 p.m. Eastern 6 days a week. Post and start times are linked in the description down below. Don't forget about the Rumble chat, the pre-show. That stream will generally start about a half an hour before YouTube and may actually become a primary channel if we don't get our shit together.
Yeah, maybe.
We will be back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. as usual. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll see you again next week. Have a great night, everybody.
Have a good one, guys.